We're a bit late, but...
late for...
Well, WrestleMania season's sort of over, but we're going to get into more wrestling content going forward.
You can do what you want, when you want.
We're also, making the return. Yeah. We've been on a bit of a hiatus. I went to Europe for 2 months.
We're cashing in our briefcase on the YouTube scene.
Yes, exactly.
And today we're coming with a video of our favourite.
Not the best.
I mean...
I'm telling you right now, this is definitely not the best matches of all time.
It's always the thing though, because like people sometimes think, like that's your favourite. It's not even the best. Like your favourite doesn't have to just be the best thing.
Exactly.
It's like what you have your own special connection.
Like
to.
I have the memories, and like I grew up with these matches.
Yeah. So we've come up with you've got a list, right?
I've got like 14 matches, but I'm only gonna go into detail about probably 5 of them.
Yeah. And I have a definitive 5, pretty definitive. I could honestly change any day. There's so many good WrestleMania matches over the years.
I mean, it's the grandest stage of them all.
I try to come up with 5, but we can just add in ones that we like anyway.
Yes.
Whenever we want. So, do you want to just start things off? You've got a few.
There. I'll give a few honourable mentions, matches that I won't talk too much about.
But we can,
I'll start off. We'll start off with the earliest on my list, and it's Kane versus Big Show versus Raven at WrestleMania 17 for the hardcore title.
We were talking about this yesterday. Yeah. You love this match.
This was the match where they rode the golf cart into the power cords and almost shut out the power in the whole stadium.
Oh my god! Imagine
this match only goes for 9 minutes,
but it's just all.
But it's all action. It's
all colour, no filler.
Thrown through walls, through glass, It's just a typical
it's just like peak,
early 2000s Attitude Era hardcore match.
Just peak Kane as well.
Exactly, just destroying. And even Big Show puts on a good performance.
Yeah.
And I just think this match is hilarious.
Yeah.
Also want to quickly touch on WrestleMania 17. I watched it this morning. The gimmick battle royal.
Yeah. Just chaos.
This match had Iron Sheik, Gobbledygooker, Hillbilly Jim, Nikolai Volkov, Sergeant Slaughter, Tugboat, Earthquake, The Goon, who else? The Bushwhackers.
Yeah.
Literally pretty much nobody's.
It really is just a throwback to the craziness of 80s wrestling kind of
Exactly. It has Bobby Heenan and I think Mean Gene on commentary, which is hilarious. Teddy Long is a referee on the outside, and the Iron Sheik wins that match strictly because he is incapable of being thrown over the top rope. Yeah. He cannot he
would
cannot
die. He would have broken
he literally
every bone in his body.
And I think that is hilarious.
Entertainment.
I mean, I've got a few more, but I feel like I'll let you take a shot first.
Do you want me to start with one of my top 5?
Yeah, start with one of your top 5s.
Okay, one of my top 5, and I feel like this is also from WrestleMania X7.
Okay.
And it is TLC.
That is also on my list.
Between the Hardys, Edge and Christian,
and the Dudleys.
It just is...
It's the best TLC match of all time.
Probably the funnest match to watch of all time, just because it's so extreme.
Well, one of mine is definitely more fun, but...
Yeah. Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler.
Yes. But no, I completely agree. This match is insane.
So many memorable spots, Jeff Hardy getting
Was this the first TLC match?
No, this was the second one.
It was the second.
Yeah. So the first TLC... No,
because they had the ladder match.
And then I think at the SummerSlam after there was a first TLC.
I think.
Yeah, whatever. It's TLC 2, I know that for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, just 3 of the best tag teams of all time. They each specialise in a different weapon. So Hardy's ladders, high flyers.
Edge and Christian with the chairs, the concerto.
And the Dudleys with the tables.
Yeah.
And... you just get so many great and extreme spots, and Rhino.
This was the first of its kind. You'd had ladder matches before.
Yeah.
You think back to HBK and Razor, but this was the extreme spot filled.
Yeah.
I don't even think this went for that long.
And it's crazy to have it WrestleMania as well, because really.
You
they
think with a
didn't do
match
much like this before this.
With
they did the year before, but
a Mania with Stone Cold and The Rock and stuff on it.
Yeah.
To steal the show like that.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Risk your bodies like that.
Yeah.
It's just the match was insane.
And I've heard people say, and I have to agree, if there's one match where you wanted to introduce someone to how sick wrestling can be, you just show them this
100%.
match, and how can you not be entertained by it? It's
100%.
So good.
I'm going to go 2 more of mine.
Yeah.
First one I'm going to touch on Edge versus Mick Foley at WrestleMania 22.
Yeah, again, another hardcore
match
with Edge.
Probably one of the more hardcore matches.
Yeah.
around that time.
I think Mick Foley was doing a lot around that time because like he also had that hardcore match with Orton to like kind of elevate like younger wrestlers and be like, you got people to kind of take them a bit more seriously. Like I don't know as like if it was with Edge so much as Orton, but like...
Well, Edge was the feud because Mick was the special guest referee when he lost the WWE title.
Yeah.
And he sort of blamed him.
Yeah.
But this match was good. Had barbed wire, had tacks,
all the Mick Foley
had
classics.
Lita, it had the flaming table,
yeah.
everything you need. It was a really good match, really good finish as well.
And this was Mania 22.
22, which was a really good Mania.
Yeah.
Which we might get onto.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was sort of another special mention of mine.
Yeah. Another just fun extreme match.
Well, yeah, let me just continue it quickly as well.
Yeah.
With you know what's coming. WrestleMania 24.
Yeah, no, I've
the Belfast brawl between Finlay and JBL.
I literally have so much nostalgia just watching this at your house, this match, because WrestleMania 24 on DVD.
This is... Okay, this might be one of my favourite matches of all time.
Yeah,
which is crazy, but it's the nostalgia. I could almost tell you what happened spot for spot.
Especially because you own 24 and disc, and it's the first match on the card. Like you probably watched it so much more than like anything else.
I remember like Hornswoggle getting the trash can thrown at him, the shillelagh, getting speared, getting put through the table, the power bomb off the steps.
They really did everything possible with this match. Like
this match only went for like 8 minutes.
Yeah, and they packed so much into it.
Jam-filled.
Because maybe before...
And I remember the promo package before where it's Hornswoggle getting bloody fall away slammed into the steel cage.
Because like maybe going into this back at the time you'd be like, oh, Finlay, JBL, like who cares that much, and like this extreme match you might not even think they'd do a whole lot, but no, they really just put it all out there.
It was so good, and it just sits with me because it's like you said, the nostalgia. It is one of my favourite matches. Yeah. I could watch this match any day and it'd put a smile on my face because I just love it so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, hit us with one of your ones again.
I'm going to hit another one that I just thought... This match just blew me away when I watched it. Mm-hmm. And it is the Firefly Funhouse between Bray Wyatt and John Cena.
Okay.
Such like a creative, unique... And it's like... It's unlike any other match ever, really. It's like not even really a match. It's more just like a long segment that ends with John Cena getting pinned. But... I just remember in the pandemic, I just, like, around that time I did not care about wrestling at all, like, not even just because of the pandemic and it was dead anyway.
It was just WWE was not in a good space.
It was just bad and I was so over it. And then, like, this new Bray Wyatt character, when he became The Fiend and was doing, like, the Firefly Funhouse stuff, I actually thought that was, like, entertaining to watch and just such, like, a different thing that we hadn't really seen before. And I just thought he portrayed it so well and really put, like, it's just like there's like a Blues Clues host or something, and it really kind of allowed to like show how charismatic he could be and like put his acting skills on display as well.
Which was what he wasn't the best in the ring, but that was what his personality and his performance side of things was what carried Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And got him so loved by everyone.
Yeah, and then like back in the day, John Cena beating Bray Wyatt kind of when he was like rising and buried him a little bit kind of back then, really added a lot to this match, and it was kind of just like a psychological breakdown of like what everyone thinks of John Cena. Like it kind of like makes connections between him and Hulk Hogan
with like, the NWO and stuff like that.
He's just like this top guy who just beats everyone over and over.
We can see John in the prototype gear again.
And he did some thugonomic stuff as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
I think. Oh no, he did, because he comes into the ring and he always has the nut bar punch line and he's like, "I'll put my nuts in your face." And yeah, it just looked like it was just funny to watch, and honestly looked like this.
It was the first of a kind as well.
And it looked like they just had such a fun time making it as well. Like when Cena's just got the white, he's just like, like over and over.
Like that's perfect for John.
Yeah.
Like that is just, when I think of that stuff, I think of John Cena.
Because there's like a comedy element to it as well with what they're doing while it's like this serious thing. And I think that was kind of like what made, like, I really liked the Fiend character at that time because of like that contrast as well between like, you know, like I said, like kids show host and like
but then he'd also just go hard in the ring.
And then gets his win over Cena and
the redemption.
I just find it enjoyable. It's like maybe if you're not feeling like watching a WWE match so much and just want to watch like a really good, just creative piece of art that they've produced, you can watch this and it's just entertaining, I find.
Exactly. Let me hit you with 3 in a row now.
Yeah.
First one is similar, same WrestleMania as the Firefly Funhouse. I had Undertaker versus AJ Styles. I don't think you were the biggest fan of this.
It was okay. Like,
but I really enjoyed this.
I haven't rewatched it, so I couldn't really tell you. But like, for me, I was kind of just happy with it because I'd seen so many terrible Undertaker matches in like the years previous where I just felt really bad for him. Like, his body was clearly breaking down and he couldn't do a whole lot. And then it was almost just like a blessing in disguise, a pandemic for Undertaker. Like, cause he was meant to face Styles, I think, anyway, and I don't know how good of a match they could have really had if they did it. But what else do you think about it?
I just think it's a really fun match. Like the whole barnyard, like not barnyard, but sort of abandoned property.
I like the setting for sure.
The scene of Taker rising up behind AJ, Gallows and Anderson dying. I just think this is a really fun match. Like, there's not too much to say about it, but when I was going through the list of Manias, this one jumped out at me, and I was like, I do remember enjoying that match and having fun watching it.
I think that was definitely a good way to end Undertaker's career as well, just like on a high point after just he had so many ups and downs.
Was it actually the end of his career?
Yeah, that was his last match.
Has he actually not wrestled since?
No, that was his last match.
Really? Not even at Saudi or anything?
No.
Like, I feel like I'm just forgetting.
There
you go. That was a really good...
and the glove was hanging out.
Yes, that was a really good way to end. Next up, I want to touch on a match. Like, it's not the match as such, it's the moment. WrestleMania 33, the 4-way tag team.
I get what you mean.
With the Hardys returning.
I get what you're saying.
The match necessarily wasn't the most memorable ladder match of all time. Like, I've got another ladder match on here that was better. But the Hardys returning was the best return in WWE history.
It's the loudest I've ever popped in my life.
The loudest I've popped. It's the loudest I've heard the crowd pop.
Yeah.
To happen at WrestleMania...
do you think it is the loudest pop of all time? I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
And again, that was an outdoor arena, so I don't want to hear any excuses.
That's another thing.
Like
the
Jeff
match
Hardy's
was
favourite
good.
wrestler.
Exactly.
That adds a lot to it.
The idol growing up. Heartbroken that there was another Tom Hardy that existed because I couldn't change the name to it. But the match was good. Had a good spot. Jeff doing like the swanton through the ladders. And then them winning as well.
It was just perfect because, like, going in, you didn't care about anyone in the match, really. And everyone kind of had a feeling the Hardys were going to come out, but when they did, it still didn't take away from, like, there was reports, but it wasn't certified, and then, when it happened. Like, I didn't even care really what happened in the match. Like, it was them coming in, Hardy hitting a swanton, and then winning the title. It was just all I needed, It was so good.
But that was more the moment than the match, but it's just something that sits with me.
No, for sure.
Now, I want you to get your phone up, and I want you to have a look at WrestleMania 24 on Wikipedia.
Okay, yeah.
And once you've got that up, I want you to scroll down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Not the bottom necessarily, but we're going to talk quickly about... Nobody would have seen this match. I don't think people would have seen it live.
Yeah.
I think you have to own the DVD. It's the WrestleMania 24 pre-show battle royal for the chance to face Chavo Guerrero. Scroll down just below the results.
Yeah. And is that where it shows everyone in the match?
It shows everyone in the match in order of elimination. Now, I want you...
Oh, my God.
There is really probably one notable person, and that is Kane in this match. But just read me through the names of the people in that match.
Deuce, Domino, Jim Duggan, Stevie Richards, Elijah Burke, The Miz, Shannon Moore, Jimmy Wang Yang, Jesse Valvinus, Trevor Murdoch, Festus, Brian Kendrick, Lance Cade, Kofi Kingston, the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, Jamie Noble, Chuck Palumbo, Great Khali, Hardcore Holly, Tommy Dreamer, Snitsky, and Mark Henry.
So 2 notable names and the winner, Kane. I love this match. I love.
What's so good of it? Like the actual match?
Just the
jobbiness.
The jobbiness. Like, as a kid watching this, I was like, man, this is so fun.
I think my favourite part of this is that it's for the ECW title.
The number one contendership for the ECW title.
You look at the rest of it, and like, imagine like 10 years before when ECW was an actual thing, like saying, these wrestlers are going to compete. Yes. Jimmy Wang Yang is going to potentially be the number one contender for the ECW title. There's a few good spots.
Like, I remember Chuck Palumbo and Jamie Noble having a thing, and Kane winning at the end.
Yeah.
I love this match, and the fact that it's not on the network, it's not on YouTube.
It's special to you. You feel like you're the only one who's
I feel like I'm the only one that knows about this match. It is. I just love it so much.
Yeah.
It's just again, it's not a good match at all, but it's my match. It's my match, and those are my three that I want to talk about for now.
That's great. That is great. So what? Am I pulling up another one now?
Yes.
Well, I can remember one without having a look, and like this may be the greatest match of all time. WrestleMania or otherwise, it's Shawn Michaels against Undertaker at WrestleMania 25.
I've got 25 and 26.
You can, I mean, realistically, you can put both of them. They're kind of like a good,
duo.
You can kind of just join them together.
Yeah.
But for me, I still think the 25 match is better just because, like, it is the first one. It's like the original.
Goes longer as well.
Yeah.
Goes about 5 minutes longer.
The 26 one is good, and like it has more of like a build-up storyline going on. But
I was going to say the build-up to 26 with Shawn losing the Rumble, and super kicking everyone, and then going into the chamber
and costing him the title.
Yeah,
it is good, but it is kind of just like as good as it is. It's still just like seeing stuff you've kind of seen the year before, like when it originally happened, and like it was just. I just remember WrestleMania 25 was like one of the first I watched like as it happened, and this match just blew me away when I was watching it. I was probably like 9 or 10 years old, and it was just incredible. Obviously, two of the best of all time. The crowd is just an
we were in 8.
Yeah.
I agree. I remember watching that and that was the first time I was like, that was like a wrestling, like that was pure wrestling, like that was really good. I had fun watching that. That was good.
Yeah, just so many near falls, especially when Undertaker nearly falls onto his head and kills himself.
Yeah, you know who it's Jimmy Snuka's son.
Yeah,
causing that.
Yeah, what an idiot.
And it's like the moonsault into the tombstone and the finish.
But just specifically when Shawn Michaels kicked out of the Undertaker's tombstone, I don't think I'd ever seen anyone kick out of a finisher like ever. Because back then I don't think people, like, not even just a tombstone, but I think back then people just didn't kick out of finishes that often, really. Like,
not as much as nowadays, anyway.
Now. And the tombstone, like, I think people hadn't even really kicked out of it at all at that point
especially
until
at WrestleMania.
And when Shawn Michaels kicked out, I was like, what the hell am I watching? It just, like, it really was kind of my first introduction to great wrestling.
Yeah.
And, like, Jim Ross on commentary, you just can't go wrong with it. And it's just phenomenal. It really
26
is.
as well. I'll just quickly touch on that. Like, obviously, that was Shawn Michaels' technically last match, but
it was.
Well, no, it wasn't.
Yep.
No. Well, yeah, exactly. But I just think that match as well was incredible. Like, it almost matched the previous year. I just think they were like a year older, sort of thing. But like the super tombstone where he like does the jumping. Shawn with like I just think that match was incredible.
Yeah, no, they're both really good and main evented. Watch it, should have.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if I agree with WrestleMania. Like, you know, everyone's like, oh, WrestleMania 25 should have main evented. Like,
no.
I feel like if the main event was just better, then like it wouldn't have mattered as much. Yeah. But still, just
26 made sense because it was the last match of Shawn's career. Like, that made sense. He's a big enough star where you give him that main event. Yeah,
and like going in, obviously two of the greats, but even then they still just delivered to the highest potential possible. It was just
exactly
it was crazy.
I'll quickly go through. Next up I've got Gunther versus Sheamus versus McIntyre.
Yeah, no, great pick
from last year.
Pick, but great pick.
Just if you love just watching big meaty men slap each other,
hit each other.
Like I won't go into it too much, but
no. Like
it's a really good match.
Yeah.
I think it would be more highly regarded if it wasn't on a WrestleMania. If that makes sense. I feel like if it was on like
do you reckon it would have stood out more, but not as like because otherwise there's so many big matches, and it also was on the same night. I think it's Cody versus Roman.
That's what I mean. Like it'd be people would be talking about it as like one of the best matches. In recent years,
I think just because that Mania had so many good matches as well, but like still, I think a lot of people think that was
the match of Mania. I think it would have been talked about more.
Yeah, just three big brawlers, hard hitting.
Really gave a good performance at Gunther.
Yeah. Just again, Sheamus is the most underrated wrestler. Like, I feel like people for the longest time did not give him enough credit, and he really, like, through his feud with Gunther, just showed that he's just capable of putting on 5-star bangers, great matches, which he always kind of did before, but people just didn't really give him the credit for it.
Yeah.
Great match.
Yeah, really good match. One more before I get into my two, like, or three serious ones.
Yeah.
The WrestleMania 24, like, what's this, the fourth match on my list?
WrestleMania 24.
But the Money in the Bank, WrestleMania 24.
So this is your favourite Money in the Bank?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. You've got the memorable moments with Shelton getting put through the ladder. You've got John Morrison doing the sunset triple power bomb.
Was this the backstabber off the ladder?
Yeah, backstabber off the ladder. You've got Jericho with the walls of Jericho on the ladder.
Yeah.
You've got Shelton Benjamin doing crazy shit as well because he's Shelton Benjamin.
I just loved it, WrestleMania 24, just the Money in the Bank just being in the daytime for some reason. Just
Exactly.
And
that adds to it as well. You can see everything more clearly.
Yeah.
And then Punk winning after 23 where he was thrown off just before winning.
Yeah.
He was obviously the right winner. Matt Hardy coming out as well through the crowd to take out MVP.
Was it Twist of Fate off the ladder?
Yeah, Twist of Fate off the ladder.
Yeah.
It would have been crazy because Jeff Hardy was meant to win that match.
I know. Like,
so,
as much as I love seeing Punk, honestly, it would have been like if Jeff Hardy had won that, it would have been like my favourite match of all time. And imagine the shit he would have done in the match as well.
Yeah,
because I didn't really pick a Money in the Bank match, but if I was going to pick one, it probably would be maybe that one or maybe 23. But like 24 is definitely a great
23 I think is like the most star-studded.
Yeah, because there was like Orton,
Edge, Booker, Hardy's, Kennedy, Punk, Booker T.
Yeah, that was great.
Like Finlay, insane.
Yeah.
And then, what match? I feel like you might have this match as well, but it's Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21.
This was like my honorable. This would have been because I had like a just top 5 that I wrote down.
Yep.
But this would have been like my number 6. Not even my number 6. It just, for me, it just depends on the day. But
it's
this
5A,
is definitely
5B sort of thing.
This is definitely like one of the best matches ever. For sure.
Probably the two best wrestlers. Okay, look, like we obviously don't keep up with Japanese wrestling, so
I don't give a shit.
You want to say like Misawa or whatever, Kenta, Kobayashi, you know, to us, I feel like these are almost consensus the two best wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, I think so. I think in ring they're the best wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, well, I think Shawn Michaels overall as well.
Yeah.
And they just deliver.
Yeah.
They deliver.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. It was a submission match as well.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that it was. But Kurt Angle just like...
I'm pretty sure it was. Maybe I have to fact check that, but I'm 99% sure it was.
But Kurt Angle, like... He just has the best moveset because he can do like legitimate wrestling, takedowns, holds, high-flying moves.
Suplexes, moonsaults, submissions.
And just... Because Shawn Michaels is kind of like on the getting beaten down for like a whole amount of this, but then he'll have like massive like flurries where he comebacks and gets the crowd so hyped up. He's got the kip up,
like his moonsault through the announce tables and stuff like that.
And like the moment where Kurt Angle, I think he might have just hit like an angle slam or something
off the top rope,
and then it's whenever I think Shawn Michaels kicks out or something, and he's like picking him up and yelling at him, and then Shawn Michaels just like throws him to sweet chin music, just like out of nowhere.
And well, I mean, like I just said, also that angle slam off the top rope.
It might have been after that, that was great.
Just so good.
Yeah, and like it's just the greatness you'd expect from them, but
a match that like I had to rewatch because obviously WrestleMania 21 I was watching, but I wasn't like what I am now.
Oh, like back in the day.
Yeah, like I don't think I had the understanding of the match.
Well, that's the thing, because me and you are probably going to be more favourable to more recent matches because we're not 58.
Exactly. We're missing like other people I feel like would have the Razor versus HBK ladder match, or Brett versus Stone Cold submission match.
Yeah, or
the Iron Man match is dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it just depends.
Or Hogan versus Rock, Hogan versus Stone Cold versus The Rock.
One match I actually watched pretty recently, and this was like it basically made my top 5, but just not quite. Okay. But Owen Hart versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 10 opening match, like the chemistry they had together,
consistently regarded as the best opening match of all time.
Watching the way they wrestle is just like it's just like fluid, and they wrestle with such finesse. They're like born to be wrestlers, you can tell, and it's like Owen Hart's kind of like the underdog because Bret's like the former WWE champion and he's the younger brother trying to
and Bret also
himself.
Goes on to win the WWE title later that night.
Yeah, even though Owen Hart wins this match because like Bret goes for a move in the corner, like a sunset flip or something,
and he rolls him up,
like rolls him through, and so he like was able to just beat him. And it was just a great match because I haven't seen like all the old WrestleManias obviously, but I go out and kind of just watch
what you want to watch.
Yeah, watch like specific matches, and that was really good.
Yeah, and then I've got 2 more. One of them is Angle versus Lesnar.
Yeah,
WrestleMania 19.
Yeah. Alright, if he didn't botch that shooting star, like, to be honest, I don't even.
I don't even consider it a botch.
Like, it doesn't even take it away from the match from me, but I think
it adds to Lesnar's character, the fact that he was able to take that and then get up and go on to win the match.
It's the same like with the Shawn Undertaker when he botches the suicide dive. It's like,
it just
to me,
adds
it's
to
like, the Undertaker might he's gonna lose now. Like, he landed on his head. Like, it gives Shawn Michaels more of an opportunity to win the match. Kind of like, you just look at it as part of the match.
Yeah.
But
this match was incredible. These two have such good chemistry. My favourite Iron Man match of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure. SmackDown. I think that is definitely the best.
And this was like peak SmackDown, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like the Zach Gowen stuff as well with Brock.
Yeah.
Stephanie and the Big Show. This is off topic, but Big Show getting tranquilized by JBL. It's another good DVD I have. The SmackDown 10th anniversary.
I missed wrestling DVDs.
Yeah, I still have it heaps of mine. Yeah. But yeah, this match was just incredible. I think it's another one that's up there as like one of the best matches in Mania history.
Yeah.
Do you have any more?
I think I do have a definitive top two, which I can get to. Because do you have a definitive top two?
Well, I think I have a definitive one.
Yeah.
And Maybe. it was the WrestleMania Battle Royal. No, I have one more that I have saved for last on purpose.
Yeah, I've saved one for last as well, but I do have another one which I can take.
Yeah, go into your second.
So, I mean, this is going to be funny just because of how recently we've shit on this specific wrestler, but it is literally from last year, the Usos against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Really?
Yeah. I've rewatched this match so many times, and I literally think this is like my favourite tag team match of all time.
Okay.
I just think like all the storyline building up to it, like the whole Bloodline feud was incredible.
Yeah.
And like, this is kind of like the ending we got instead of the Rhodes, like Roman one, because it was like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn like having to become friends again to join together and take the Bloodline down. And
the turn on Roman at the Royal Rumble.
And how Jay and Sammy had like been like absolute boys and then had to break apart, and there was like so much emotion kind of there. And then this match, like the actual match itself, it's like just incredible wrestling. Like there's so many high flying spots, like Kevin Owens doing swanton bombs and like flying sentons and shit out of the ring, and just like. And then just more.
This was also beating the Usos for the longest reign in tag team history.
And the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah. How many times do you get a tag team match in the main event, especially of WrestleMania?
Yeah, and again, like the crowd were just so into it, and Sami Zayn being like the first one I think who had ever kicked out of the 1D, the Usos finisher, and he's having like that seizure against the ropes. Like, I kind of shit on Sami Zayn for doing the same shit, but like.
I agree. I said this though. I love Sami Zayn for that.
In the right storyline, it's good, but then when it's not, I'm just like, fuck off. Like, here, it was just perfect, and I was just like, this is really when I started getting so back into wrestling again, and I just loved this main event, and I just think it's great. I just think it's fun.
Yeah. I just realised I have one more left as well. But it's Triple H versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 28.
Yeah.
And the Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels special guest referee.
Best near fall of all time.
The best near fall of all time. Yeah. Undertaker taking the hood off and having the shaved head as well. I won't go into that. I'll go into my number one.
So it's your favourite WrestleMania match of all time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, no, but it's like my favourite and the best.
Yeah.
But it's The Undertaker versus Edge at WrestleMania 24.
Oh, yeah.
To cap off the WrestleMania 24 rimming.
Have you just named the whole show?
Literally almost. This match was incredible, I think. Yeah. And I think it's so slept on. The like introduction of the Hell's Gate, the like interference from bloody Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
I think the actual wrestling in this match as well, super underrated.
Yeah. It was like the storyline going in, I think, was Edge had a counter, like he trained himself to have a counter for all of Undertaker's moves, and then like that's how Undertaker, I think, ended up winning with Hell's Gate because like, he hadn't really done it as much before or whatever, or something like that. But yeah,
I think this match was incredible. I'm going to go rewatch this match tonight.
I think Edge really proving himself as a main eventer here as well, like solidifying himself. Like he obviously had been champion heaps before, but like this main event of Mania.
This was the first time I'd almost felt like someone was going to beat the streak.
Yeah. I think Edge was actually. I think there were discussions for him to do it as well. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like perfect end to like a real.
In the main event of WrestleMania as well.
Yeah.
For me, that's probably one of my favourite Undertaker matches.
There's honestly so many like Undertaker matches you could say. Like,
Yeah,
I think
Punk.
Undertaker and Batista as well
Yeah.
was a really good one.
At
Undertaker
23.
Punk, all of Undertaker and Triple H's matches really. Like there's heaps.
All
of them.
three of them?
There's just so much to get into, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
I
your
think that's my
favourite.
number one.
One of all time is The Rock against Hulk Hogan at
Really?
WrestleMania 18. It's just a crowd. I feel like I've been talking about WWE crowds more than anything
Yeah.
over this weekend, but for me, it's just such like a vital part of the match.
Yeah.
And every time I rewatch this, it's just like, it's just adrenaline fueled, and the excitement through me just gets lifted to the top. Like how everyone's just talked about this match over and over, but how Rock was meant to be the face and Hogan meant to be the heel, like coming back from WCW after all this time, and then he comes in and then just everyone's cheering for Hulk Hogan because he's finally back at WrestleMania. And then they decide to do like a double turn just during the match, and just the stare down at the start, like
Yeah, that's the most iconic.
with just the crowd just going absolutely insane, and then they lock up and Hogan like launches the Rock across the ring, and he instantly, instead of like doing heel tactics, goes to doing like his old Hulkamania like taunts and shit, and the crowd just fucking eats it up.
Like
It's
he's
just,
still in the black and white of the NWO, but it's
then he
like
starts doing like the looking at the crowd, and, like, they look, and like, oh, it's just so good to watch. Like, I'm not even like the biggest Hulk Hogan fan, but watching this match, like, it's just like on another level, and really shows you like, it's just a perfect example of like, you don't need to have like the best like in-ring skills. You like the storytelling
the
makes
crowd is always the main contributor to a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Like the reason AEW does well is because the people in the crowd are loud.
Yeah.
Well, the 5 people that are in the crowd are loud, and they make noise for whoever's coming out.
Yeah.
And I think if WWE had that, it's like, I mean, WWE is already game over for AEW, but I think if the crowd can be more consistent, and we've seen it in the past year, when the crowd is loud, that is when we get the best wrestling. And that is the prime example of that.
Well, because AEW, I feel like just to hate on them a bit more, like they just try and fill matches with so many moves, and this match probably has like 5 moves.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is literally probably just like headlocks and wrist holds and shit.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
then,
Hogan was, like fucking 50 odd.
yeah, but the Hulk up he does at the end of this match is like it's like the loudest I've ever heard a crowd maybe during a match. It's just insane. And then like the Rock kicking out of the leg drop, and then it's like he beat Andre the Giant with that move, like the call from Jim Ross. It's just for everything about it. It's just the most exciting.
It's a great
excited
match.
I get watching a match.
It is a great match.
Might not be the best in ring or whatever. I don't care.
But that's not what our list is about. This list is about our favourite matches.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with the list, the matches I mentioned.
And like, yeah, there's probably more we haven't mentioned, but I mean, we could go on for. There's so many WrestleMania matches.
Like, we didn't mention any Rock versus Austin.
Yeah.
Like,
which are good, but
Jericho versus HBK at 19.
yeah.
Nathan Jones. But yeah, those are our favourite WrestleMania matches of all time.
Yeah.
We're going to be coming at you with more wrestling content.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Let us know in the comments what your favourite WrestleMania matches of all time is. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Palumbo. Chuck Palumbo.
WrestleMania 24 Battle Royale. Peace.